Hello, today we will be looking at the Obi-Wan Kenobi Amazon exclusive 3-pack from the Vintage Collection. Okay, so here's the box. Again, I've had this for a little while, so if there is any dust, I do apologise about that. But yeah, it's quite a big box. As you can see, you've got 3 different card backs in there, I believe, yeah. So you got Purge Trooper, Tika, and Obi-Wan. That's the top there, which is cool. A bunch of other figures there, and yeah, it's quite hard to see, but that's the side there, and it's just the same on the other. And then on the back, just got this, which is a bit of text about the show, and yeah, just a bit more info on the figures and stuff there. So yeah, let's get this opened up. We'll look at each one of them individually, and yeah, go from there. Okay, so first up out of the box is Ben Kenobi at Tibidon Station. Yeah, pretty decent image there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I quite like that. I mean, he's not at the station. Probably would have made a bit more sense if he was out in the desert or where we see him in the show, but it looks like he's in a cave. So I don't know if I'm getting that wrong, but yeah, unpunched card, which is interesting and quite nice as well. And then there he is in there. This is obviously just a repaint of the earlier Obi-Wan Kenobi figure that we got from the show a few months back. So I'll put them side by side at the end probably. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. And then on the back there, it's the rest of the line there, VC 257. So yeah, we'll go ahead, open him up, have a look at all the accessories and stuff, and yeah, talk about him a bit more. Okay, so here he is off of the card, and there's 2 bits of plastic here. Obviously we have Ben, or Obi-Wan, on the front there, lightsaber hilt, a pistol, and then his backpack, and the backpack is on this back piece of plastic here. So yeah, we'll get him off here and have a closer look. Okay, so here he is. He's looking pretty cool. Not a bad face sculpt, I don't think. I don't think it's, you know, some of them are very spot on, but I think it's good enough. I think you can tell who it is. Yeah, as I said earlier, it is pretty much just a repaint of the existing, you know, Obi-Wan figure from the show. But the poncho thing, I guess, this little cape thing that he's got going on is pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Let's have a look under there and see. It's quite tight actually, which is kind of good because they always used to be, you know, soft goods used to be notoriously like baggy and stuff, but this is cool. So yeah, there's the shirt under there. Same articulation, I believe, as the other figure, with the rocker ankles and swivel chest and everything else, and waist, I guess. Yeah, the waist doesn't really want to move, but yeah, it's all pretty cool. It's nice paintwork. You know, you got the light blue color, looks quite nice. I'm trying to see his belt. Yeah, so on his belt there is a place for the lightsaber, obviously, because it's the same build as the other one. But I'm not sure how I'm gonna display this guy, because I'll probably put the backpack on. But at this point in the show, he doesn't have his lightsaber, I don't believe. If I remember rightly, it's still sort of buried in the desert, so he wouldn't have it on him. I guess I probably will just display it with him on, but, you know, I shouldn't really complain about getting the accessories, but it also, at the same time, doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I guess the blaster is pretty cool, which is by here. So obviously I can display him with that. It's quite nice. And then, yeah, that's the lightsaber there. And the lightsaber hilt there. And then the backpack, which which is quite nice. It's sort of all just one colour there, not a great deal of detail, and yeah, they're sort of fixed in place, so that might be a bit awkward to get on. But I'll probably put that on him in a sec, you know, and get him all set up, and then yeah, probably maybe talk a little bit more about him. But yeah, as it is, we've seen this figure before, pretty much. But he's just got his new sort of soft goods poncho and a different paint job, but he still looks pretty cool. I quite like him. So yeah, on to the next one. Okay, so some more thoughts on this figure. I think he's pretty good. I do really like the soft goods poncho cape thing that he's got on. The backpack is pretty cool as well. It's nice that we got a lightsaber. If, like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't maybe make a lot of sense, I won't complain about sort of extra accessories and whatnot. Yeah, all the paintwork is pretty spot on from what I can see, and I do actually really like the blue colour. I think it looks quite cool. Yeah, but as you can see, it's kind of just a repaint of an earlier figure, which isn't a bad thing because that figure was pretty great anyway. As you can see here, side by side, it is really just sort of the paint and the soft goods that are different, and obviously with the original figure you got the Lola droid as well. So yeah, there's not much else to say on this guy. Okay, so next up is the Purge Trooper Phase 2 armor, and that image on there is pretty awesome. I'm pretty sure that's, I don't think that's from the show, it looks like a sort of completely CGI computer generated image there, but it looks awesome, and like the simplistic background there really sort of works, makes it stand out and look quite imposing, so I'm quite happy about that. That looks awesome. Again, it's an unpunched card, which is nice. There's the figure itself looking pretty cool in there, and yeah, then on the back again, rest of the line VC259, and yeah, he's looking pretty good. I'm just sort of like looking at his body to see if it's anything we've seen before. Obviously the head is a new sculpt, I believe. We'll have a closer look at that in a sec. So yeah, we'll go ahead and open it up. Okay, so here he is off of the card, and yeah, I'm liking the colors here. The red and the black works well. It's sort of got a shiny effect to the armor, which is probably quite accurate. Yeah, that head sculpt looks awesome. It looks quite menacing. There's the rifle there, so yeah, we'll have a closer look now. Okay, so here he is out of the plastic, and yeah, sort of ball jointed head, I guess. Feels a bit weird, the movement. It's not as fluid as maybe you would expect it to be. It kind of is a bit stiff, but yeah, it will sort of move around a bit. Yeah, there's the pauldron there, which is loose, I believe, completely loose. Yeah, not too much rattling going on there, like with some of the clone sort of pauldrons and that. It is loose, but it's not, there's not an awful lot of rattling around there, and it'll probably come off if you take the head off. Yeah, so got that there, bit of red on there, nice bit of, little bit of detail going on here. It's on the back there. Is that loose or is it, oh yeah, that does come off, so that's interesting. So let's pop that back on there. Yeah, and then you've got like this sort of tacit thing by here, which is quite nice, with the red going down there, although it looks in the light, maybe on the camera it looks a bit more orangey, but it is sort of like a light red color. And then these legs look very familiar. You feel a bit like the Electro Staff Purge Trooper, which I reviewed a couple of months ago, and I believe they were like sort of reused clone legs from no, not clone, Stormtrooper clone, one or the other, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I'm thinking it's the same thing here because there's no rocker ankles, I don't believe, which is a shame, I guess. Would have been cool to get him in some more dynamic poses, but it's probably good enough. You've got the rest of the articulation there, so yeah, again, it's sort of following the theme of this arm is very it's one of those arms where you bend it and it feels like it's going to snap, so I'm going to be careful with that. But yeah, it's sort of more of the same. We've seen it before. These legs are awkward. I found them awkward on the Electro Staff one. They just look a bit weird and they take a bit of moving around to get them right, and then even then it's sort of quite basic, especially without the rocker ankles. So yeah, you know, there is that, but I think he looks awesome. I'll probably just have him sort of posed in a generic pose anyway. He won't be doing anything too dynamic. So yeah, it'd be cool if they did update, you know, the legs maybe, and I'm sure we'll get new variants of Purge Troopers and whatnot in Jedi Survivor, I guess. So it'd be cool if they maybe updated the legs a bit for that. But yeah, that's only a minor complaint really. I think he is awesome. Okay, so some thoughts on this guy. He's pretty cool. So far he's looking like my favourite. I really like the red and the black. I quite like the Purge Troopers anyway. I think they've, like, all sort of variants and phases and whatever you want to call it, look pretty cool. As for the figure itself, yeah, he's pretty great, apart from maybe the limited sort of articulation, but that's not a biggie. I think he looks pretty cool, and I'll probably just pose him like this anyway, so I don't really need him doing dynamic poses. But yeah, not a lot to say. I really do like the head sculpt on it. I think they did a good job with that. And the pauldron is nice as well. Yeah, it's all pretty spot on. As you can see, obviously the legs are very similar here, and the arms are the same as well, because the arms are actually meant to hold a rifle, so it works well with this Purge Trooper. With the Electro Staff, it's a bit awkward to get the actual staff into the hand a little bit, but I do believe that that's because maybe the arms and the legs, maybe the torso as well, I'm not entirely sure, came from sort of earlier Stormtrooper models anyway. So maybe apart from sort of the pauldrons, maybe. Yeah, it's looking like they're probably the same. And obviously different head sculpts as well. But yeah, he's pretty cool. And then finally we have Tika. Again, pretty decent image on there. Looks quite cool. There's all his bits and bobs in there. There's the figure itself. VC258. I was doing these in order of what they sort of came out in the box, like from left to right. But in order of VC numbers, this guy's actually in the middle, and then you've got the Purge Trooper is 259, and then 257 is Ben. So they're in that kind of order, whereas in the box you had Ben, Purge thing. So yeah, we'll go ahead and open this up and have a closer look at him. Okay, and finally here we have Tika, and he's looking pretty cool. I mean, he's a Jawa, so, you know, there's not a lot going on, I guess. There is a little bit of detail there on that sort of belt going across there. You've got like this sort of soft bendy plastic here, the soft goods and the little hood. So that's all very nice. These bits and bobs, which I couldn't tell you what they are, they're like little, I guess, like sort of like things that he's trying to sell. And then the little rifle by there. So yeah, we'll get him off this and have a closer look. So here he is. I'm assuming Tika is a male, I guess. I can't remember in the show if he refers to him as a he, but yeah, I'm gonna assume he is, I think. But yeah, so you got a bit of articulation here. Yeah, there's not a lot, like say, going on because he is a Jawa, which I do like. Jawas, I think they're cool. There's that face there, which is nice, and it's nice that there's sort of a little bit of detail in there, because they could have just made it sort of all black maybe and not a lot of detail in there. But yeah, that's nice. The eyes look cool. So there's a bit of detail on the belt there, around here, where his sort of hood is like tied up. So yeah, we'll have a look at his accessories. Okay, so first up is this, whatever this may be. Not a lot to say on that because I'm not sure what it is, or this. So if you do know what these are, feel free to let me know down below, if they are anything of significance. They're probably not. They're probably real world items like we've seen in Star Wars before that have been given a paint job and things attached to them to make them look like, you know, different things. So yeah, if they are anything of significance, feel free to let me know. And then here we have his little blaster rifle thing, which is interesting because I've got a couple of Jawas and I'm pretty sure they were like different. I can't really remember, and they're over the other side of the room, but I'll get some out in a minute just for some comparison against him. But there's all painted one color, which, don't get me wrong, it is quite a nice silvery metallic color, but I believe in the past we've had different parts of it painted different colors. So yeah, we'll have a look at that in a minute. But yeah, so far he's pretty cool. He's just another little Jawa, but yeah, he looks cool. Okay, so some more thoughts on this guy. He's pretty cool. He is sort of just another Jawa, but he does have the soft goods cloak, which is nice. I'm pretty sure he is the off-world Jawa. I haven't actually opened my off-world Jawa that I got with the Razor Crest, so I'll have to go and find that in a bit and maybe do a little comparison later on. But yeah, he looks very familiar. Yeah, the accessories are nice. You get a lot of bits and bobs with it. All the paintwork that there is pretty spot on. He's pretty cool. I do have a couple of Jawas, so this is sort of a nice addition to that. And obviously here he is with these Jawas. And I can't remember if these were named Jawas or if they were just any old Jawas. But yeah, these are the only other two apart from the off-world one that I've got. And yeah, I think they look pretty cool together. Like when you've got a few of them sort of stacked up like that and they all look a little bit different, they do look quite cool. Yeah, what I was saying about the guns as well, as you can see on these ones, they're sort of painted black and brown, whereas this one is all silver. And I think the off-world one was mostly silver. It used this sort of like chrome color, but there was a bit of brown on there as well for maybe like the wood stock, so that's just something else. But yeah, he's pretty cool. So some final thoughts. These three figures are pretty cool. It's a good set and they're great figures, don't get me wrong, but it feels like a lot of the same. Like, they are variants and that's cool and everything, but it's nothing like, it's no sort of like new sculpt or new character that we haven't had before. It is essentially the same Obi-Wan figure, but he's got a poncho, different accessories, I believe. With the first figure, I think he had the Lola droid. So yeah, it is cool. He does look awesome. I think I maybe prefer this one. His outfit looks pretty cool. Tika, I want to say it's the off-world Jawa, which I got with the Razor Crest. It looks very similar, but then it's a Jawa, so they're sort of going to look, you know. I've got a couple of Jawas, they're different colours. The soft goods is nice. I think that looks cool. And then, obviously, the Purge Trooper as well. Parts of that were used from previous sort of clone troopers and whatnot. I believe the legs might be even the same as the Electro Staff Purge Trooper. Probably my favourite out of the three is probably the Purge Trooper, I want to say. But yeah, all three are pretty great. They are good figures. It's just like I said, they're sort of, it's nothing brand new really and mind-blowing, but it's a decent 3-pack. It's pretty cool. Like I said, the Purge Trooper in particular, I like the paintwork. He looks pretty menacing. I think he's probably my favourite. And so I think that about wraps this video up. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content. And let me know your thoughts below. I'm always happy to hear everyone's thoughts. And of course, you can follow me on other social medias as well, if that is something you're interested in. And yeah, just thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.